Oh no, hang on. Sorry, I'll turn this down. Don't want to get copyright strikes. Alright, this has got to go too. Hang on. I can't have this hanging up in here. Look at this. What the hell? This is much better. Hang on. Gotta get this poster hanging up here. It's so much more brutal. Dark funeral. There it is. Yeah, we're gonna get the type. Hang on. We're good to get the type before we start this. It's got a bit more metal. Hang on. There we go. There we go, Gill-boy. I fixed you. You cannot be a poser, Gill-boy. There we go. Okay. That's good. Alright. What's going on? Okay, so anyways, Emperor Melkor here again. So unfortunately, Gill-boy woke up. He was pretty mad that I uploaded a video, so I put some laxatives in his cherry coke. Yeah, he won't be bothering us anymore. I saw from my laptop in the basement that a lot of you all liked my opinions, as you should, because they're the only right ones. In fact, your opinions should be my opinions, because my opinions are never wrong. In fact, you just ask Gill-boy, I've never been wrong in my life on anything. But anyways, we fixed kind of Gill-boy's room a minute ago. As you can see up there, he had a picture of Jesus. So I replaced it with the Dark Funeral first album, Secrets of the Black Eye. So it's fine. I don't want you all to be concerned. Now anyways, so hopefully the audio quality of this is even shittier than the last video I did. But I just wanted to let you guys know that this video is going to be about one of the bands that have inspired me as a person the most, and that's Mayhem. Okay, so this is we're going to be talking about Chimera. Oh, anyways, it's a pretty good album. In fact, actually, it's one of their best albums. You see that? That's how you know the Dark Lord is here, Satan. So anyways, gotta save my voice because I'm gonna go down and I'm going to record my lyrics, but I'm gonna put the tape recorder on the opposite side of the room and try to stand as far back and hit record so to pick up my voice so it has the best production you can see. So anyways, this record's cool because check it out, it's kind of clear smoke record, right? And you've got you can open it up in here and you can see what the moronic Christians did. They burn witches because they're afraid of our powers, and look at them, they burnt us at the stake because they can't have us creating black metal because our music's better than theirs. So but anyways, so here's the band, you know, just go ahead and see it, yeah. And the cover, of course, is from the iconic film, the best movie ever made, really. It's definitely better than The Passion of the Christ. It's called Haxon, which basically means Satan. So anyways, enough about all that. We're going to kind of discuss the album, but first we're going to do what we always do, and we're going to put the protective seal on. There we go, hang on. Sorry. There we go, check it out. There we go. Well, it's kind of too shiny, but you know, shitty production is the best production you could possibly have. So anyways, let's kind of discuss the album. So anyways, this is Mayhem's third studio album, okay? And so unfortunately, this is kind of hard to talk about, but you know, as you are sure imagining, it's hard to create a black metal band because there's so many poses. So unfortunately, a couple of the members of the band, you know, they there's great debate on who's the real poser or not, but unfortunately, you know, it's always good to kill your enemies and, you know, never forgive anyone. You know, forgiving anyone anything is weakness. And so, yeah, so one of the guitarists, Stabs, the singer and the creator of Norwegian black metal, Euronymous. And so Burzum had his own kind of thing, right? And he's in jail, and now he's out now, and he thinks he's so cool because he's a Nazi and everything. But anyways, you know, who would ever wear a Burzum shirt? I just threw that out there. So anyways, so they had to pretty much get an entire new band, and the drummer, if I'm not mistaken, is the same drummer of the band from original Mayhem. Okay, now so Burzum burnt down many churches, right? Good riddance, I know it's great news to hear. So anyways, and but he got caught, you know. He kind of called the authorities and, you know, said it was me, but they couldn't prove it. But anyways, so he burned down churches. He did a lot of really good work for Satan, but unfortunately, he couldn't be in the band because he's in jail. Because I guess you just can't burn down cathedrals anymore. What's the world coming to? So yeah, and the other member stabbed someone to death just to know what it felt like. And so they had to get a new bassist and guitarist for the band. So this is really the start of a new era of Mayhem. And their music is a lot like Dark Funeral. It's very, you know, it uplifts you to be your worst possible self, you know, and teaches you that it is better to, you know, destroy your enemies and have no forgiveness and take what you want, because that's how this life is. The strong overcome the weak, and you know, all the poses are weak. So, but yeah, so this song, this album, yeah, has about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 songs. Okay, so it's got one less song than the previous album we were discussing. And so let's talk a little bit more about the album. So this is the last time that the singer Maniac, right? I think I showed you his picture earlier, but hang on, let's go ahead and get it out. We can put this seal back later. So anyways, let's see, I think he's which one is he here? Yeah, here he is. So this is Maniac, you know. He took over from Euronymous. You could see him there because he's pretty brutal. Yeah. So this is the last time he graces us with his beautiful voice and his melodies. But yeah, this is, I think, you know, to be perfectly honest with you, this is Mayhem's best album. Okay, so it's like the heaviest I think of their albums. Of course, you know, the Mysteries of Satan is it's the most iconic album by Mayhem, and it's got Dead on it, and you know, that really inspired me as a person before he unfortunately unalived himself. But he did so to solidify his arts, you know. You know, I am a natural blonde like Dead, so I just want to clear the air. A lot of people think that this is a wig, but it's actually my hair. I've been blessed by Satan to have a reflection of his light. So, anyways, that's, you know, I know everybody is more interested in Emperor Melkor than the album, but unfortunately, you're going to have to wait for me to review my own album when it comes out on Halloween. So So anyways, the album starts with a song called Whore. And it's basically about somebody who just likes to, have a good time with their members. And, of course, people get mad when you do things with your things. And so they call you bad names because, humanity's shit, That's why we should kill all humans, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, then we go to the best song on the album, The Dark Night of the Soul. It's basically, based off of, what's the St. John of the Cross, the poser who's like, if you feel sad, it's because God's abandoned you. God's abandoned everyone, okay? The newsflash for you, that's why, Satan is here for us to tell us to be our own person and to destroy our enemies. And so this song is basically about a priest who has gone into what they believe to be their dark night of the soul, and instead of coming out stronger to their Lord and their God, they fall into the serpent. So yeah, anyways, that's my serpent coming out. I know it'll probably turn you all on, but hey, focus up here, right? Okay, anyways, the song is pretty brutal. It's one of the best songs ever made, besides Demons of Five, of course. And yeah, so my band, we cover this song, okay? We cover, it's gonna be on the album that comes out on Halloween. And it's just to, pay homage to those who are as brutal as Emperor Melkor. So anyways, we go to the next song, which is the best song that you could possibly want to put on during Bible study, and it's called Rape Humanity with Pride, okay? And this song is more about what the title's about, fuck humanity, degrade them. There's nothing special about being a monkey, we're all just bunch of apes, and we deserve to be treated as we are. So the next song, and it more or less finalizes the A-side, is called My Death, okay? And yeah, so basically, who doesn't want to die? Okay. You say you want to live? No, you don't. Everyone wants to die. The whole point of living is to die. So it's better to accept that the end is coming. Yeah, check out my nails. You like them? They look nice, don't they? Sorry, I don't mean to distract you from dying, but yeah, so that song is pretty brutal. In fact, let's go ahead and take out Steel again, and let's take a look at the lyrics, and let's analyze how deep they are. Okay, hang on, let me find it. So, yeah, so the starting, okay, and the good thing about Maniac is he's such a poet. Listen to this. There's a sign carved deep in the palm of your hand. There's a birthmark carving on the left side of your heart. I mean, I don't know, maybe you're left on, I don't know. It's hard for me to read and to count, so it's okay. Your life was forever structured, composed, and eternally given. The divine you produce never stops on the sound of universal destruction. There's an inherent nihilism in your spirits, my death. So it's basically also symbolic for spiritual death, which is the best kind of death. And then, of course, true death, which is the ultimate in metal. Okay, so that's basically the A side. And then the B side, starts off with You Must Fall. And, anyone who opposes you, or, stands in front of you, they shouldn't, they should fall. Your enemies, should be, should be aware of how powerful you are as a witch. And so basically my favorite lyric on this song is kind of really just the beginning, and it says, the claws of death await you, soulless on your deathbed. The witches dance in circles as your manhood fades away. So basically, you know, it's about castration, and that's what should happen to those who think that they have a big addict in you. You should just cut it off and show them that they're wrong. So that's basically why this song is so good, is it puts those fuck boys in their place, you know. Okay, and so then the next song transitions into something that's very beautiful, and it's called, it's basically about, well, the song title is called Slaughterer of Dreams. Okay, so many people have dreams, right? They have dreams. Okay, well, fuck your dreams. Yeah, they're never gonna come true. In fact, I hope all you have is nightmares, to the point to where you just really want to, you know, do what needs to be done. So anyways, we head way into Impious Devious Leper Lord. So this one you could kind of say, you know, I know it's a supposed band that thinks they're so great, and you ask people, oh, you listen to metal? Really? What's your favorite metal band? And they say Metallica. Okay, and then they sit there and talk about how Master of Puppets is the greatest album ever made, right? And it's the shittiest album ever made, let's be honest, okay? It's the most basic bitch metal you could ever find, okay? Alright, so anyways, you want to talk about a good metal album, here you go, right here. You know, and if you don't have the money for it, well then you should just, you know, maybe find the time to get better at your life. But, so anyways, I was trying to say, getting sidetracked here on, you know, vanquishing poses. You know, they got that song called Leper Messiah, so a lot of people are like, well, this is the black metal equivalent of that. No, this is not the black metal equivalent of this song. Black metal has been singing about lepers before Metallica, okay? So I'll just let me find the lyrics here for you so you can understand. So it says, I saw on eve in the sky, Our Lady speaks of times to come, the secrets of the world revealed upon the shores of the end. Everything comes to life in me. My eyes have opened to the world. On this intimacy of the killing, lasts and reflects of our outer limits. This is what I have become. I have power to take life. So basically, not the same as Metallica. And then we come to the final conclusion of the album, and it's called Chimera. The title album of the album too, Chimera. Now this song is really about the truth that a lot of people, you know, they don't really want to face it, but basically, you know, you don't exist, okay? You know, how many times have you heard people say, oh, Sasquatch doesn't exist, it's the big feet guy, you know, he's got the big foot and he runs and he poses like that, you know, it's pretty brutal, you know, he could rip your arms out of your socket, you know, but everybody says he's not real, he doesn't exist. So this song is really about how no one exists, okay? They're just not real, you know. That's one thing that gets me through my life, is when I realize that, you know, I just wish that my album would already be on vinyl, but at the end of the day, I don't exist, so it doesn't matter, you know. We're all going to die. Returns, you know. So it says, you know, the chorus of the song basically says, you know, you are not dead, you never existed, you are not dead, you know, and it just kind of repeats that, and it's really bold, it's stunning, it informs you about how meaningless your own existence is, and, you know, I just find that message very, very heartening, you know. Who cares? You know, do what you want. You don't even matter. You don't even exist. So, really good album to listen to if you have depression. It'll really take you deeper into your darkness, and in the darkness you'll find the light. And I'll leave that mystical explanation for you to find out. So, but yeah, anyway, so this is a great album. So I mentioned those other albums in the other videos, but I should have presented this album too. But you know, it's just got its own video, and it's a great song. So if you know, if you're having to be around your family, you know, and who wants to be with your family, you know, especially around what is those stupid holidays where y'all have to sit around and eat and pretend that y'all love each other, when in reality you just want to. Well, anyways, put this album on and you will see how much it'll bring your family together. And you just gotta let them know that, you know, the really most important thing is that we don't matter. We don't exist. So, you know, you gotta just put this on, and you're gonna have to explain it to them because they're stupid. Okay, how many people you know are that smart? Okay, I have trouble counting, so I'm fucking stupid. So if Emperor Melkor is telling you he's dumb, imagine everyone else. And I'm smarter than almost everyone I've ever met. I just can't divide in my head. But who can? I've never needed to divide. I don't need to divide to make music. You know, it's stupid. You know, fuck humanity. You know, it's just like I said last video. So anyways, I hope that this album, when you listen to it, it corrupts your soul, and that it makes you want to just burn down everything that you hate, and try to remember to never forgive anyone. If you forgive someone, you don't even forgive yourself. You make a mistake, slap yourself. You know, there's nothing more mental than mutilation. And speaking of self-mutilation, hang on, I gotta grab this one thing over here. It pertains to Mayhem, so don't worry. But yeah, anyway, so Mayhem, especially Maniac, when he's on stage, he likes to do what you know, I tried to do at the Lagoon, but it offended Gill-boy and you know everybody else. But it's self-mutilation. You know, what's his name? The Manson, Marilyn, whatever his name is, Marilyn Manson. Yeah, supposed to be a reverend of Satan, but he doesn't even know how to spell Lucifer correctly. Yeah. So, anyways, he steals his entire career from Maniac, because Maniac is by far better metal than he is. And he first of all just stopped playing if he breaks his leg on stage. He would actually break it further and scream louder into the mic. But my point is, let me just get this real fast. Yeah, so it's over here. Sorry, it's in the cassette thing. But yeah, so anyways, here he is. This is Maniac. This is the most brutal VHS I have. It's pretty metal. It's basically them playing all of the old classic hits, you know, like Necrolust, Death Crash, Chainsaw, Gutsbuck, and of course Funeral Fog and Fall of the Seraphs and Carnage. And so towards the end, yeah, Maniac gets his razors out and he starts cutting himself, okay? And so, you know, who else tries to do that? Manson, Marilyn, or whatever it is that Pose's name is, right? The one that sings about the beautiful people. There's no such thing as beautiful people. Everyone is ugly except for goth women. So, you know, Emperor Melkor likes you all. And I know that you all like Emperor Melkor. So just better get ready, because once you hear my album, you're all gonna line up to be me. You're gonna all want to be me. But unfortunately, I'm probably not gonna release the album, because if I release it, then I might get success. And as soon as you get success, you know, you just cease to be black metal. So, anyways, you should definitely check out that album. I'm sure this is on YouTube, but you should be a real fan and, you know, actually purchase it and be truly metal, because you're not metal if you don't have at least one black metal VHS and a Mayhem record. So yeah, anyways, I don't really know what else more to say. You know, I'm pretty sure Gill-boy will be back to review more records, but let's be honest, my opinions are the correct ones, and the ones that, from what I know, you care more about. And you know, I'm sure he's gonna come back and be like, oh, where's my leather jacket? Well, he doesn't use it, and he's not really metal, okay? How many black metal shows has he been to? Besides mine, so, well, you know, anyways, I gotta go. Emperor Melkor's got to go do some pretty metal things, like burning, maiming, and of course, listening to the greatest genre of metal of all time, and that's black metal. So until next time, I guess I'll go back into the basement and work on my album.